everyone, it's Chari here today, and we're going to be making this fun Halloween shaker card. I'm going to be using the Happy Haunting set, and I'm also going to be using the little spider from the Heebie-Jeebie set to make a pumpkin. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp out my images on some Nina white cardstock because I'm going to color them with Copics. I'm going to stamp out the house, the spooky tree, and the spider. Then to make my little pumpkin, I'm just taking a black pen and I'm going to draw a little stem at the top of him. So when we color him, we're just going to color his body and the stem, and then we'll cut the legs of the spider off to make a pumpkin. So I'm just going to be doing some simple Copic coloring. I'm going to be using 2 colors of brown for the tree here, and then I'm going to make a gray house with some yellow windows. I'm not doing any shading on the yellow, just straight up yellow, and I'm going to be using the warm grays for the house, and I like to start out with my lightest color first. So I've just colored the main part of the house with the lightest gray that I have. So I've taken some darker grays and I've done the roofs here, and now I'm going over the part that's underneath the porch with some darker colors to create some shadows. And I like to highlight the lines in my images with some darker colors as well, just to make them stand out a little more. Now here's our pumpkin. We're going to color the body of the spider orange, and then that little stem at the top I'm just going to color green. And then I'm just going to cut them out, and I like to cut my images apart from each other when I'm cutting. It just seems to make it a little easier for me to move the paper around. So I'm just going to cut those legs right off, cut around that little stem we drew in there, and then cut the other side. And I'm making a pumpkin this way so that it's proportional to my tree. So we have our tiny little pumpkin. So here's my pieces all cut out, and I'm going to push them aside. And then I'm going to be using some Hero Arts layering papers in a purple color and a yellow color. So the purple color will be my background, and then the yellow color, the poppy, is going to be my moon. And to create some pattern on this background piece, I didn't have any purple pattern paper that I liked, so I'm actually going to use a Hero Arts background stamp. This is like one of my favorites. I love these little swirls. And I'm going to use this new grape juice shadow ink that I just got. And I had trouble getting the lid off because it's brand new. It's not been quite loosened up yet. So I'm just going to ink it up. It's on a block, but that's because it likes to curve. I've had it for a while. But I'm still going to take my paper to my stamp rather than my stamp to my paper. So I'm just going to lay that on top of there and run my hand across. And there we have a lovely swirly pattern paper. So here you'll see I'm just kind of placing my house where I want it to be so that I can place the circle die cut where I want the moon to be. I've just secured it with some washi tape, and I'm going to run it through my die cut machine. So now I have my circle cut out right where I want my moon to be. And I have a piece of yellow just craft fun foam here, and I'm taking the same circle I used for the moon and then one circle bigger, and I'm placing them evenly spaced apart, and I'm basically making a foam frame. And I chose to go with yellow here so that it kind of blends with the yellow moon that I have. And I've stamped out Happy Haunting from the set just in black ink on the yellow paper, and I'm going to adhere my foam frame down to the yellow paper. I grab glossy accents because every time I use the Tombow Mono multi glue it remains a little sticky and I'm too messy and I just have issues, so that's why I decided to go with my glossy accents this time. And I'm just going to adhere this foam frame down around my sentiment. Now I have a piece of clear acetate that I've cut to 2.5 by 2.5 that fits my circle. And I'm going to adhere the acetate to the back of my front purple piece of paper. So I just put some glossy accents around my circle, and since my acetate's bigger, you know, it doesn't have to be too exact. But I tried to put it not too close to the edge so I didn't have any spillover. Just like that. And I'm going to trim off the excess paper around this because I don't really need it. Now these are glitter I got from Michael's, but they actually are bats. I don't know if you can see them here. There you go. So this is what gave me the idea for this card, where the bat's flying across the moon. So I'm just going to fill my frame with this bat glitter. You could also use confetti if you can find some. And I'm taking a dryer sheet and rubbing my acetate with it so that there's not quite so much static going on. So I put some glossy accents around the other side of my frame, and I'm lining it up on my mat here with the grid so that my sentiment will be straight. And then I'm just going to put that top panel right on top. Now I have some paper from the new Witch Hazel from October Afternoon. I like this gauzy looking paper here, and I'm going to make this the ground. So I've just cut a strip. It's not quite an inch wide. I think I trimmed it a little. And I'm just going to put that across the bottom. And then I'll trim off the excess to create the ground plane. I'm placing my house. It's not adhered down yet, just so I can figure out where I want my little tree to go. And I'm going to adhere my little pumpkin down as well. And then I'm going to adhere my house down. I'm trying to place it so I don't cover up my sentiment. Now I'm going to put some foam adhesive on the other corners of this panel so that it will pop up from the card base. And I put some glue on the back of the moon too to adhere it down. And then I'm just adhering it to my card base. And there you have a fun little shaker card with the bats flying across the moon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.